Hello, everyone. Welcome to another interesting episode of the DLife.in podcast series. I'm your host, Prasanna, low-carb nutrition coach. DLife was founded by Anup Singh, an engineer and a silver medalist from the distinguished IIT Roorkee. DLife is the oldest and only award-winning Indian low-carb platform. We are very proud to announce that DLife.in courses are the only ones from India that now have been CPD UK accredited. Our most popular course, the DLife Diploma, Low Carb and Metabolic Health, has now been awarded 60 hours of CPD credit points, which makes our diploma course one of the global best, with the biggest number of credit hours than any other course in the world. A pill-free diabetic since 2011, it was Mr. Anup who pioneered the template of 100 grams of carbs per day on a complex vegetarian Indian diet for diabetes remission. This path-breaking template helped thousands of Indian diabetics to subsequently find remission. Anup Singh, along with Sashikant Iyengar, was also the co-organizer of the recently concluded India's first low-carb conference that had 47 top global low-carb stalwarts speaking at the event. In today's podcast, we have our guest with us, Mr. Satyajit Dash. So let me give a short introduction about Satyajit, and more we will hear from him. Satyajit Dash, a low-carb nutrition advisor, having experience as a health coach for over 7 years. He is an engineer with master's degree from IIT-Bombay in applied geoscience. He worked previously in oil and gas sector for 15 years before he quit his corporate job to become a full-time low-carb nutrition coach. He is also a keen explorer in health space, one who experiments cutting-edge and emerging fields such as functional medicine. He has a wealth of experience, and we are eager to hear some specific case studies and simple pragmatic steps to get healthier. Satyajit, welcome.
Thank you, Prasanna, for this podcast. Yeah.
So I now would like to invite you, Satyajit, to tell us how you landed up in this health space. It's quite interesting that you were in you being an engineer in oil and natural gas sector, and then working in a corporate job. Give us that background, please.
Sure. Like many here in DLife, okay, most of the coaches, like even you, yeah. So many of us here in this space, after struggling our own health challenge, metabolic health challenge, isn't it? And being coming from that background, we are always explorer. We always try to explore why we are in this space, and we do our own research before we really go to a specialist or something like that, which we definitely go there. So that way, looking back, 2010, 2012, maybe, or 2013. So that time, even though I was doing great in my corporate life, but I was in the mess in terms of my metabolic health. So one is the measure which people look in terms of obesity. I was at my obesity peak, that is 120 kg. But alongside obesity, I was having fatty liver grade 2, prediabetes, and elevated cholesterol lipid profile, inflammation markers. So while all other things were not bothering me, I don't know how that one thing that bothered me, that is my grade 2 fatty liver. Okay. And yes, I did all the standard protocols which people are supposed to do, like going to doctors, talking to health coaches, gym trainer, dietitian. So I did all that thing, but somehow in terms of my weight loss, yes, I achieved some success in terms of 5-7 kilos fluctuation in that. But my fatty liver never went, and continuously for 4 years, like 2012 till 2014-15, it was there. And that is when I really became serious, and I thought to deep dive into 3 things: body physiology, cellular anatomy, and then of course nutrition. Because generally people dive into diet and nutrition. But alongside that, what I did, I don't know how that came to my mind. So I also deep dive into that. And I kept on reading And while doing so, I also came across low-carb protocol through dietdoctor.com. I interacted with few people who have already adopted that and they were getting benefited. So that also improved my confidence on this particular protocol. And as a New Year resolution 2016, I jumped into this low-carb thing, right? And within a year, of course, but I started seeing result in terms of my weight, in terms of my lipid profile getting corrected, fatty liver grade 2 to grade 1. And then finally, around 8 or 10 months later, when I saw my fatty liver status, it was completely vanished. So all these things encouraged me like anything. And one confidence that came to my mind when I was going through my own journey, I was also advising people in terms of who are asking me about what are you doing, and I used to guide them. And few people came and they also said, yes, what you are suggesting is actually working on us. So that improved my confidence also. And that is when that spark came into my mind. I can also be a coach, mentor, and guide people. So that is how the thought of becoming a coach started.
Wow, that's really interesting, and it's quite against mainstream. It's quite interesting. So, could you give a snapshot about? I understand that you had a fatty liver and then obesity and various other metabolic health issues. Can you give a little bit zoomed in view of the snapshot about the health transformation?
Oh, yes, yes. So just give me a second. Let me just, for larger interest, people will appreciate this. So this was me before 2015. Okay. So you can see my picture. I was like fluctuating between 110 to 120 kg. I don't remember which picture is what kg, but this is what I used to look with a big pot belly. You can see all those, chubby chicks and all, with very low energy, by the way, lethargic, fatigue, low energy, and whatever you can say. So these are the kind of thing. But as I said, while I was doing all my research and I jumped into this journey in 2016, next few pictures you will see after my transformation. So this is me today. This is very latest. Okay. So this is a phase when I was into heavy gymming to boost my muscles and all these things. But yeah, some tragedy happened, which I will share later in late 2022 and 23. So that is when I lost a lot of muscles and I started my experimentation on that functional medicine space to overcome that. So anyway, so this is my transformation from 2016 till today.
Wow. The pictures are speaking more it is really refreshing, and it's very motivating to see this kind of a health transformation, and it's quite impressive what you have achieved, and what you are getting for other people as well through your nutrition coaching. So can you let me know about your how you go about coaching, and then some light about throw some light about that?
Sure. So as I said, it was around 2017, the thought of becoming a coach came to my mind. So mostly I used to guide people over phone because I was also working, so I can't spend much time, physically meeting people. So it was mostly over phone. But yes, at some point of time, I also hired a space to open up a nutrition clinic where people around my city came to me, particularly during the weekend. And it was more to do with one-to-one, okay, whether it is over phone or whether it is a physical thing, one-to-one. I did not have much confidence at that point of time in public speaking, to be very frank. But when I guided successfully some 20 odd people or 25 odd people, then certain level of confidence came. And then some people started inviting me to their RWA societies, some clubs, some gym, and a couple of people who are actually head of the department in some corporates and like that, HR and all. So they invited. So 2018, I must have done some 20 odd webinars in the various corporates, bank, school, and RWA societies. So there my public speaking kind of, that skill got enhanced. And that is when, again, a friend of mine came and asked me, why are you not doing webinars? So I was not very well versed with webinars. So yes, he showed me this is how webinar is being done, when people will connect with you and they will join you. So then I started with webinars, and from the webinars, people connect with me. And again, that was things like one-to-one. But this COVID thing came, and the more and more people wanted to connect with me for their health improvement, lifestyle improvement. That is when I understood that I just cannot spare time one-to-one. So then came the idea of group coaching, right? So this friend of mine helped me in formulating that also. So I started launching a batch every month, and one batch generally, initially it used to be 10, 12 people, but these days it is almost 30, 35. Some odd batches are 40, 45 people. So group coaching. But at the same time, I've never quit one-to-one coaching, because there are always some people, they are hesitant for going for this group thing, and they always want that personal attention and personal this thing. So I am in both mode, group coaching as well as one-to-one coaching mode.
Okay, so majorly your because of the demand, you cater to a man with the same time you can cater to more number of people. So that is your got it. So that is your main method of uh, getting people healthy. Am I right?
True, true.
Yeah.
So basically, that's the thing, what people need is more of education.
Mm.
And it is, so I always say this, many of you will agree, but particularly for metabolic health, we don't need many doctors. What we need more is educator, mentor, motivators. So we, as a coach, as a mentor, what are we doing today? We are helping them to change their mindset to adapt to the minimum basics change requirement is required to adapt to that new lifestyle.
Okay. Particularly about this point, right? About the mindset, and I'll come back to that point. But I would like to hear some of the case studies which we discussed about previously, right? So could you please share, because whomever is going to watch this now or going to watch that later, watching now, it's going to be very useful, so that people can get a taste of what's possible. What does peak health mean? Yeah.
So once again, I'm sharing my screen, and let us see. I have planned to share 4 case studies. So here is case study 1. So here is a case study. This is very recent, by the way. October 23, she came to me. She is part of my group program. So 59-year-old female from Vellore, Tamil Nadu. She was facing ulcerative colitis and acid reflux, GERD. So all these things are the underlying thing, but the major problem was high cholesterol, high lipid.
Okay.
She attended one of my workshop, and in the workshop, I generally focus more on what is the problem in our typical Indian high carbohydrate eating protocols and this thing, and how insulin resistance is the cause for that, and why we are in this metabolic mess today. So, and there is always a solution for that once we understand the food and how it is impacting our hormones, our body physiology, and then we can change it. So once you are ready to do that, we have solution for all that. So that is what my message primarily in the workshop. So whoever attend that, I don't give a ready-made solution there, but at least I show them there is a path existing, and if you choose to join that, and we can always work on your specific pain area, problem area. So when she joined, of course, I collect a set of data of people. So here is the very basic information. As you can see, typical breakfast is South Indian, idli, dosa, sambar, lunch, rice, sambar, etc. Evening tea. Dinner is again millets, some South Indian breakfast kind of thing. Occasionally paneer tikka, fresh fruit juice also part of her food, milk, and some fruits. So these are the kind of dietary lifestyles she was coming from. Yes, she was using ghee, butter, coconut oil, even though she was also using olive oil and other cold pressed oil. So this is white, black chana, lentil, green gram, all these things were part of her daily meal. So this is the background with which she signed up for my program. And then of course, okay, So whenever somebody sign up, I always ask for the existing blood report. If she doesn't have, then I always ask to get me particularly all these parameters. So these are that. So the very first report she shared with me was of 2022, even though she was signing up in October 23. So I said, I need your latest. So she shared her, did a new fresh thing and shared the latest. So you can see here, HbA1c wise, she was pre-diabetic, then homocysteine was elevated, then there is vitamin D was not optimal, even though 42, it is not optimal. Similarly, B12, even though it is in a good zone, but again, not in optimal zone. And you can see here, triglyceride is elevated, LDL, the ratios. So all these things were something like that. So we need to work in a very holistic manner. So standard protocol, what we do, all the LCHF coaches mainly. So what we explain them, I explain them what is low carb, why they should adapt to low carb, how it helps. So basically it is handholding through personalized sessions, followed by my group coaching, where I take them step by step, insulin resistance with obesity, insulin resistance with lipid, with diabetes, with inflammation and all these things. I provide tracking set for people, anthropometric chart to measure their physical measurement. I give them blood pressure chart. I give them blood sugar chart to maintain, and I ask them to share it with me every week. And that is how, and then of course, essential supplements, that is also a major part based on the conditions. So all these things was followed. Obviously, those who follow, they get the result, and she is one of them. And this is what, after 3 months, is a very latest, you can see 13 January reports she shared with me. So just 3 months. So acid reflux and GERD, which is not coming in the report, but as per her feedback, completely vanished, right? So as we all know, once you remove your inflammatory things, it goes away. Then visible inch loss, fat loss, improved energy level, improved mood, HbA1c improved. So we can see HbA1c, it came down to 5.4, which is amazing. Okay. So insulin also, earlier she had not done insulin. So I can imagine her insulin must be in the higher side. And homocysteine, that has come down. So long way to go. But yeah, within 3 months, if she can see such result, that will boost her faith on the process. Further, B12 improved, triglyceride coming down, HDL well maintained, LDL coming down, VLDL coming down, and the ratio is also improving. So we generally target for triglyceride HDL ratio 2 or less than 2. So it was 2.46 coming down to 1.66. So that was this particular case.
Okay.
So next case would be, again, this is another female, 47 years old from Bangalore. And she was with diabetes, of course, elevated fasting blood sugar, insulin fasting, HOMA-IR, all these things, TGI, BLDL elevated, the ratio elevated, grade 1 fatty liver, right? Great. So again, the dietary protocol is pretty similar, Indian high carb. So typical South Indian breakfast. So these are the kind of dosa, idli, poha, rice, dal, sabji, evening coffee with namkeens, occasionally samosa, kachori, weekend eating out, biryani, burger, tacos. So these are all typical things. Lately have become very moody, irritated most of the time. So these are her complaints. Some days feel very low when I wake up, very energetic in the morning, but by evening 7, 8, she's tired. So first few months, sometime leg muscle pain. These are typical complaints people come to us as a coach, right?
Yes, I understand.
So yeah, so she didn't have a report with her. So I asked her to get a fresh report done, and report shows, as per the expectation, it was high HbA1c, fasting insulin, fasting glucose, fasting insulin 9.9. HOMA-IR was 2.9. Okay, homocysteine was okay, but you can see hsCRP was quite high. Vitamin D, B12 or low, iron or low. This side, your lipid are again elevated. Okay, VLDL. So all these things. Uric acid was elevated, again another indication of insulin resistance. So again, the same protocol followed, explanation of how low carb she should effectively, efficiently implement that. And yeah, coaching, tracking sheet, all these standard protocols, which I follow with people. And again, 3 months later, she came up with not the entire test, but major tests she did. And you can see fasting from 119 to 98, HbA1c from 7.2 to 6.6. Fasting insulin came down. HOMA-IR improved. So this side, triglyceride, even though it is not very significant, but still there is improvement. HDL is okay, LDL. Uric acid come down. So basically, she was damn happy seeing her this part of the result. Okay. And this is how she shared a WhatsApp message. Okay. And I always said such message like, so excited to share my first progress. LCHF course is life-changing experience for me. Thanks to you for improved blood parameters significantly. Happy I'm in the right track. So this belief is more important, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as an added bonus, I have lost 3 kg. I must add here that your weekly Zoom sessions. I believe this is very, very important in the group coaching because every week you are giving a small dose of right knowledge. So that helps people to stay on track, even though somebody cannot or do not start it, but at least something is hitting in the back. No, I should start. And some people in that, group programming, this is the advantage. What I found as a coach is, so you will always find 10 people out of 10, say, few people are very, very enthusiastic and they immediately implement whatever you give them without any questions or without any doubt. And those people obviously start getting to see result very quickly. But there will be some people who are always suspicious. Should I start? Can I do this? Okay. So by 5th week, 6th week, when I ask, so where are you? I have not yet started. But then I say, I should have started because see, these people have started and they have seen result. So this is an advantage in the group program actually. Okay. So such message, I always say these are coach treasure. Okay. When we get this kind of message, this is our treasure. So another case study here. So 2 female, this is a male case study. And this is a very interesting case study, very unique case study. He had joined in September 2023. 50-year-old male from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. This is a very unique case. For the first time I was taking, it's a liver transplant case. So he had undergone liver transplant in 2021 from Apollo, Hyderabad. But within a year, due to the standard guideline by the liver doctor, he was a non-vegetarian. He had been advised not to touch non-veg. Oh. And he should be eating more of fruits and vegetables. He should not be eating more ghee, butter, and all these things. The standard protocol, okay? Eat grains, whole grains, and all these things. And he was religiously following the doctor's advice. What he achieved in 1 hour. So 2021, end of 21, jab uska transplant hua, and to 2023, when she is coming to me, he was having grade 2 fatty liver. A fresh, healthy fatty liver had been transplanted to him, and the same liver became a fatty liver. And of course, he had his share of own diabetic condition, and type 2 diabetes was under insulin. So that is, again, you can imagine making him more insulin resistance, right?
So this particular case study, the person was under the influence of insulin as well, basically.
Yeah.
External insulin, basically.
External insulin. So when I analyzed his C-peptide and later I asked him to stop insulin for 2 days and then give me your insulin fasting and PP, everything was showing that he's a normal insulin person. He is not supposed to take external insulin, but the standard protocol, people when they cannot suppress the blood sugar with the medication, the next thing is insulin. Yeah. So anyway, he was trapped in that vicious circle of diabetic treatment protocol. And another important thing is he has been advised to take fruit and vegetable, but when you give liberty to somebody saying you should eat fruit and vegetable, so we always overdo with the fruit, and vegetable part always remain less, right?
So and that is fatty liver with a lot of fruits. It's a kind of, if I may say, it's a kind of a killer combination, is it?
Absolutely. We all know that, right? So anyway, so this is what his typical diet used to be: evening tea with namkeen biscuits, roti, sabji, dal, fruit, etc., etc. So same, okay. So I asked him for his blood parameters again, HbA1c, because this he was able to maintain due to his medicines and insulin. Okay. But still with medicines and insulin, you can see his fasting blood sugar and fasting glucose, right? Hemoglobin was fine. His homocysteine, ESR, these are all elevated. Vitamin D was low, B12 was low, and triglyceride was quite elevated. Okay. So SGOT, SGPT, fatty liver grade 2. So this has also been reflected here in the liver enzymes. Uric acid was elevated. Again, a fruit culprit is fruits, right? So this was this thing. Then again, the same protocol I started with him. Okay. The best part here is guideline given to self-regulate and on reducing insulin. And as they say, a old patient is as good as a doctor. Because he was administering insulin on himself, so he knew how to manipulate the insulin. So just the way he started tracking his blood sugar and saw improvement in the blood sugar going by low carb. And particularly, I brought back his non-veg dietary protocol, even though initially he was very reluctant due to his, the understanding. So I told him nothing will happen, and I cut down completely. I said, you have to stop fruits, not a single fruits at all, and bring back your non-veg little bit slowly, slowly, slowly. And this thing started working perfectly fine. Blood sugar started improving. That roller coaster stopped, started coming down. And yeah, he could, within 1 month, and his external insulin stopped. Okay.
1 month.
1 month, 1 month, because it was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. It was just due to, doctor has made him panic. You have to take. So that is why he was taking. But he was also realizing.
Yeah.
I was explaining him.
Here, I would like to take a pause and then put up this question. See, how easy do you find it is to change that mindset? I understand that you have the group coaching, which actually gives a sustained release of knowledge so that people are motivated. That's what you also said. How easy, how in the scale of educating people in the overall spectrum, how do you see people are receptive to it? Of course, this person has come to you, but still, I think, what is your take on that? How do you go about it? Because there is a extreme mainstream knowledge which is coming in, and then you are talking completely opposite, right? So where do you find that? How do you help people find that rudder?
True. So see, I will classify the kind of people in 3 categories. Okay. One is they are receptible. They receive, they are ready to listen, and they are ready to make the changes. Maybe they have read somewhere or they have done their own research. Just they need that basic handholding from a person who is experienced enough. So for those people, handling them is very easy. They get the entire message in my group program, group coaching, even though I ask everyone. So apart from my 12 knowledge sessions in the space of 3 months, I always give them at least 4 to 6 one-to-one session where they can, schedule a Zoom session with me one-to-one. But many I have seen just go for 1 or 2, but many needs to sit with them one-to-one session for 6 to 8 sessions. So there are 2 extreme cases. One is they're very motivated. They just need that little bit handholding. So they don't even go for that one-to-one thing. Just one is fine. Another group, again, they have a lot of questions, but they are very, very convincible. Means I would say they will sit with you, they will listen to you, and then somehow they grasp it a bit slowly, but yes, they take it and they follow it. But the most difficult part is they will come to you, thinking they will get some solution, but they are always either in an argumentative mood or they are not that well reception mood. So they will always, if I tell something, okay, but then next time when I will ask, have you implemented? No. Why? I thought it will not work on me. Unless until you don't implement, how will you know that it is not? Okay, so you either what the resources I am giving you, you watch this, you read it, then you will neither do that self-study or self-research, or you will not implement on yourself, and then you will say, I thought. So then I also lose my tempo, my enthusiasm to work with them. I keep pushing them, but again, I'm least bothered about their success or not success. So my push And my follow-up remain always more with the people who actually are following my protocol, and they are giving their feedback. So that kind of, I always say, one third of population will be like that.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. So it is it is with the sustained coaching, sustained release of knowledge, you maximum try to impact it, and people get it.
Yeah. But having said that, as you rightly said, there will always be a couple of people you won't get success with them. So we have to ignore them.
Okay.
Right. So with this particular guy, as you see, insulin stopped and everything. After that, the beauty is here. So just, he signed up in September. By end of November 2023, this is the message that is coming from him. Big thank you to LCHF, unbelievable result. First ultrasound, 3rd June, grade 2 fatty liver. Next, 28th August 23, Apollo Hospital. Again, this is grade 2 fatty liver. Then he signed up for my program in September. And then today, that is November, that is September to November, result are amazing. No more fatty liver mentioned by ultrasound doctor. Feels like a miracle. So again, as I always say, such messages are like treasure for me as a coach. And this is nothing, neither you nor me, nobody does anything. It is the science that is working behind. Only thing is the person need to implement. Right?
Got it. Great. It's really heartening to see such messages and people getting back their health. That is priceless.
And believe me, this guy, it is November, today January, he might have referred to 10 plus people to sign up for my program. Of course, not everyone have signed up, but at least at some point of time, they will sign up. But I have received 10 inquiries from 10 different people, all referred by this guy.
Wow.
So this is another good thing. You do one good thing to one person, and this person will bring at least 4 or 5 people if he has really, got the result the right way. So that is what.
Fantastic.
So this is the report. Okay, I have his report. So this is 28th August report where it is showing fatty liver grade 2. The same guy, 24th November, and this is normal scanning, normal sonoscan. So this is the kind of, this guy was, again, you know what? One good thing is he was into fasting. But the problem was, whenever he used to fast, he used to eat fruits and fruit juices. So that is something, after I introduced protein, I explained him why you are, during fasting, why you are requiring so much of fruit. First of all, you don't have any clue that fruit can also damage you. And we are always fed with this knowledge that fruit is good, fruit is good, fruit is good. And that is something. And because your food is deprived of protein, that's why you are not able to sustain zero food without food in the fasting window. So once I packed, allowed him egg, non-veg, and all these things in his main meal as a protein, so he could, the real fasting he could do. And he really did some 24-hour fasting almost every week, like four fasting, 24-hour fasting in every month. And I think that is the result. Okay, the fatty liver gone, and removing of fruits, in the stoppage of his insulin, and fasting. These must have worked wonder for his fatty liver.
Excellent.
So I have one more, and that is purely to encourage all our viewer who are ladies, because ladies mostly come to me for their weight issues, right? So this is a wonderful case study, and this is not a recent one. This is 2021. Now this lady is entrepreneur, Delhi, young lady, 39 years. So her issues was obesity, hypothyroid, unable to lose weight, low immunity, knee pain, back pain, etc., etc. And when I analyzed her diet, typical North Indian, lunch, dinner, breakfast, everything is typical roti, sabji, dal, and then occasionally market bought snack. So this is how, okay. And cooking medium is always seed oil, refined oil. Sweet is a regular thing. Water intake is very low. Sleeping ka koi ठिकाना nahi hai. Late night sleep 1-2 a.m. Okay, and she is also a regular fruit intaker. So you can imagine the insulin resistance level, other female hormonal imbalance conditions. So, and then typical high carb diet that must be playing the role for her. So then, okay, she did not have a blood report. I worked with her without a blood report. So with all the conditions she explained, I asked her to give me the blood report, but she never bothered to give me. I said, which is fine, no issues. From external analysis, I know that. So I just advised to go for the low carb. Initially, it was really very, very challenging for her because from such a high carb, refined oil and seed oil environment to switching to ghee, all this. But the good part is she loves non-veg. She was not eating non-veg because of whatever this, the standard understanding, non-veg khane se mota ho jana, weight loss nahi kar payenge. So all these things, I explained her, it is not like that. It is the carb coming from roti chawal and all these things are making you fat. So she understood slowly. It took time, but that's fine. And yeah, now her result is through her pictures. So now look at her transformation pictures. Isn't it amazing? So
Wow.
This was her condition when she had acanthosis nigricans. You can see her skin color. So not only weight loss, she was a typical housewife, businesswoman and housewife. No exercise. Exercise was never part of her schedule. So I motivated her. She signed up with gym and she did all whatever supposed to do.
Was
And you
there
can
a stress reduction as well? Because you said she was also kind of an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah, definitely. See, when you come out from your daily that typical thing and you go to a gym, and so going to gym is not only it is about the physical thing, it is also a stress buster, isn't it?
Understood.
So she started doing weight training, and the picture says all.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure this will motivate all those ladies, particularly struggling to lose weight. And this is again her one message to me. When I joined LCHF course, my waist was 110 centimeter. Now it is 94, and weight from 76 to 63. And this is a 6 months journey.
Right? 6 months. Okay.
Right. So that was all about the case studies.
It's really surprising, and it's refreshing that people are getting back health in droves with your coaching. And now we earlier before this call, we talked about some of the, I would like to know the other aspect where you do some experimentations with, you keep researching, right? So you keep researching, you want to know what is the cutting edge and in the health space. Can you share about how do you came about researching and then implementing some new things and then some examples of it?
Sure. See, as they say, necessity is the what is that term? Necessity is the it is the
Necessity,
reason for invention, isn't it?
mother of
So,
invention. Yes.
yeah, exactly. So that is exactly the case with me. And as I was mentioning in between, 2022, end of 2022 was a disastrous for me, particularly post-COVID vaccine 3. So we have heard a lot of incidents after the third vaccine. Many people got into a variety of health issues. Unfortunately, we lost many also. But a lot of people got into some health issues. And I am one of those. Okay. So what happened? Even though after vaccine 2, I had thought I will never go for the third one, but I don't know due to the situation around, the talk around, and the halla gulla and all. So I really don't know why me and my wife went and took the third vaccine. My wife was perfectly fine, not an issue, nothing. In fact, in my entire family, my son, 20 years old son, he also took the vaccine 3. Nothing happened to him. Nothing in my family at all. But it is me, I got into the trap of vaccine 3. So I started getting into like, okay, I used to go to gym, and I know, post-workout, body soreness and all these things, that's perfectly fine. But there was time when I was not exercising. I am completely not gone to gym for week or so, but still sitting at home, I started getting pain in my muscles. Okay. And palpitations. Then something I was not knowing, this is called anxiety. So basically, I started getting into occasional anxiety attack, which I was not realizing because before that, I never get into this zone of anxiety. Okay. And my metabolism completely started falling down.
So you being a LCHF coach, you are also on low carb, of course, to the strictest standard possible. And but still the metabolic markers are on a downward, is it?
Blood marker had not changed much, except my HSCRP boosted, like it was always less than 1. It went to 32.
Wow.
Okay. Homocysteine always used to be less than 10. It went around 12.5 or 13, something like that. But what I was feeling, okay, I started not feeling that good at my wellness best. Okay, so my mood used to be, I never used to be irritable person. I found myself to be irritated. I'm not able to, it affected my cognitive function. And as I said, anxiety, my metabolism gone down, and my food intake came down. So then I realized something is happening with my gut, because I knew anxiety, then, palpitation, all these things are also related to your poor gut health. So I have some very good connections with a few functional doctors, because I had attended during that time a functional medicine conference. So I had developed some good connections with few doctors. So I started communicating with them. And one of the doctors said, the condition you are in is called fibromyalgia. That is the first time I heard the name fibromyalgia. So I researched fibromyalgia. And I also came to know through various reports and all, yes, this COVID vaccine has also disturbed our internal homeostasis, and many people has got into this fibromyalgia thing. Okay. Actually, very recently, I came to know about something. I don't know much about that, so I cannot deep dive into that. But there is something called what is that? MTFHR genome mitosis, or something they call it. Okay. So people who has that condition, those are the people who were more vulnerable for this vaccine effect.
Okay.
Maybe I was that. I don't know. Okay. But anyway, so I started communicating with functional doctors, and then very first thing is I went for my gut treatment, and the gut doctor told me that apart from this, you have to do few things: nature connection, sunbathing, and near infrared light therapy. So that is the first time I learned about near infrared light therapy. So I bought a panel and I started taking it, and I started getting the result. Within 3 months, my anxiety thing gone. And my gut issues started improving, because I was tested for candida overgrowth. I was tested for H. pylori. I was tested for some other fungal infections. So those things all vanished through the treatment protocol, and this red light therapy, my anxiety part is gone. So that is fine. But my muscle ache thing was still there. So then I connected with another cardiometabolic functional doctor. Then he advised me, along with the treatment protocol, what you are going, go for IV nutritional therapy. So there is something called Mayer's cocktail, which is a mega dose of vitamin C, B12, magnesium, plus few other things, selenium, and all this thing. They put it in the IV. So I took 10 sessions of that. Along with that, he suggested me HBOT. That is hyperbaric oxygen therapy.
Okay.
Okay. So I took that also. It is basically a chamber with 100% oxygen. So you be there inside for an hour. So your body takes maximum oxygen, and that oxygen reaches to each and every cell. So where your cells, mitochondria rejuvenate, your immune system rejuvenate, and so body can flush out all the toxins. So you basically fast track your metabolic process and other biochemical processes inside the body. So first I take 10. I started feeling great. Okay, it is expensive, but still I felt great. So I thought of going for another 10. So 10. So like that 10, I total 40. I took 40 sessions, and it really, that my pain thing has gone. I won't say 100%, but it went out almost. I would say I started feeling 80% better.
Wow.
Okay. And then things were normal. I used to do this light therapy, sunbathing, and grounding, earthing, what they call barefoot walking in the grass for 30 minutes or something like that. And I was not doing, I had been asked not to do gymming and all these things. I was not in a condition to do gymming. Thoda sa bhi gym karunga to bahut pain hota tha. So that is that light stretching and all. That's fine. Then recently, that is no. In between, I also came to know about ozone therapy. Okay? So I did that also.
POT and ozone therapy is a little bit completely.
Yeah, more or less similar thing. So okay, the purpose of ozone therapy is again to boost your oxygen only.
Okay.
So that also I did. Then I think December 2023, I attended their next conference when I came to know about peptide therapy. Okay. So I found it damn interesting. Okay. So, and then I try to find out whether we get those peptides, because some peptides are FDA approved, some are not approved. But those are not approved, but still in US it is very much available. I came to know again through some functional doctor, yes, in India, it is still available for research purpose. They sell it under the heading of research purpose. So people can buy it and they can research on, you be your guinea pig and you inject it and you are only responsible, anything will happen. But the good part is whatever research paper I read and articles, videos I saw, nowhere it is mentioned about any side effects. Okay. There are absolutely no side effects. It may work, it may not work, but there is absolutely no side effects. So that boosted my confidence to implement on myself. So I procured 3 peptides, BPC 157, which is also called as body protective compound. Okay, and it is great for diabetes also, because it basically improves your body's fibroblast and collagen formation. Okay. And then, of course, to heal your tendon and ligaments very fast. Wow. Then there is one called thymosin alpha 1. It boosts your immune system multifold in very quick time. So first I started with BPC, then BPC plus thymosin alpha 1. Then my BPC thymosin alpha 1 का जो 10 injection shots का course था उसको बंद किया. And then I went for TV500, they call it. Okay, TV500 helps you to build your new muscle fiber. Okay. So that is going on. That's going on. And believe me, touch wood, I'm feeling great. And my weight loss things were coming down, which has halted. And now I think I have gained a kg of weight. Mood is better. Energy is better. I've started going to gym. I've started slowly lightweight ke saath. I've started working out and things are really going good.
Wow. It's really refreshing and it's quite new. So you are experimenting a lot with yourself, and I believe it's going to benefit a lot more people.
So personally, I feel this is going to change the, wellness and healthcare system, if not right away, maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the line, because the functional doctors have started utilizing these peptide things in their clinics. Even I directly cannot prescribe this because I'm not a doctor, but I always educate my participants on this, particularly arthritis. It will be amazing for arthritic pain relief and getting out of that conditions. So I always connect them to one of the functional doctors. So under their prescription, they can procure those and take. Achha, these are all very simple injections, like the people self-injected that insulin thing. So these all comes under injections. Okay. So you have to inject it in your belly area, fat area. Okay. So that is that. Only BPC 157 comes as capsule, only for the treatment of gut. But those are little expensive. I was just checking in some website, 30 capsules is like 10,000 rupees. But they work for gut healing. Okay, it's a good information. Yeah. So I would like to ask one more question about the previous topic which we discussed, right? What is the pitfall which people usually face?
whenever following the low carb in your coaching, when people start, and in your experience, when people start, right, and when they do it, and you have about 7 years of being a coach, and what do you think, if people just pay attention to this, it will be multifold. That results will be multifold and fast tracked.
See, as I said, there are always type of people. There, some people they're intelligent. They realize. So it is always, we as coach, we understand this, and that's why we are in this space. So the thing that has given us that good health, that should be our new normal. Now it is only those people who always have this question. Okay, abhi to hum low carb kar rahe hain, but what about when we'll go back to the normal food? So then I ask them, what is normal? Can you define me normal? So you always need to redefine your new normal based on your health, based on your what is working for you. Okay. So those people who are smart enough to realize this thing, understand this thing, they are great. They are doing great. But those people who even they don't get this message and they try to go back to their old normal, so they fall back.
Correct.
So sometimes it is easy.
More time.
Yes. So there are people who try to stay in touch with me so I can help them. But then there are some people just 3 months, 6 months, then they are not in connection with me. So I can't help them.
Got it. So essentially it is a mentality shift.
Absolutely. 200%.
Okay. So thanks for sharing so much valuable information and case studies. I would like to open the forum here for questions if there are any questions from people.
I have a small query.
Yes, Sanjay ji, please go ahead.
Sir, my query is, what do these
आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है, please.
Sorry, your voice is not coming up. Can you please repeat?
Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. I was just curious, what is the opinion of these functional medicine doctors about LCHF or keto diet?
Oh, that's lovely. Very good question. The surprising thing and the good part is all the functional doctors, they follow a low-carb ketogenic diet protocol.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So let me
So we have a question here. TG ratio to HDL just fantastic. Okay, yeah. And Dr. Arvind is saying, I learned from HD sir. That's right. So Mr. Arvind had done a program with me where he, in fact, before that also he was following low carb. But then, yeah, he came to know about D-Life. I believe I told him about D-Life, and that is how he joined D-Life later. And in fact, to many participants of me who showed interest, and when they say, I also want to be a coach like you, then I should also do a certification course. And what is the best course? Then there is no choice other than D-Life. So I just recommend them to join D-Life, and quite a few have joined.
Okay. So about the red light therapy, right?
Yeah.
So sunlight and the red light therapy, is it the same?
No. So what happens is sunlight, see, the red light therapy is a combination of infrared and near infrared. Okay. So infrared is 600 to 650, somewhere plus and minus that frequency. And near infrared is 800 to 850. Okay. Now both these frequencies are there in the early morning sun and the late evening sun, setting sun. That's why always it has been advised to take sun bath or sun exposure either in the morning or during the setting sun. So when the sunlight is little pinkish, so that is when it has both the infrared and near infrared.
Okay. So we
But-
have technology to replicate the same.
Oh yes, so with the discovery of this LED light, we can exactly create that frequency through these LEDs.
Wow. Okay.
So near infrared, actually, it doesn't have any color. The infrared has red color. So that's so when they make that panel, it has both sets of lights. So you can switch on, switch off. So when you are switching on both, one is with the light, otherwise with. So that is why actually infrared has a penetration, a depth up to, I think, 2 mm or something like that. So it is mostly for the skin, the healing of the skin part. But the near infrared can get inside, I think, 2 to 3 centimeter. So it can heal up to the mitochondria of bone.
Okay.
Apart from your muscles.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there is a question, how to get over the carb addiction, especially in the weekend?
So how addiction? So carb is addiction. That's no doubt about that. So it is, any addiction is, if you want to get rid of any addiction, you have to quit it. So you have to make effort slowly. First, in terms of carb, you can always choose the high complex, low glycemic carbs initially, and slowly cutting down that and ramping up on your healthy fat and protein. That's more important, I believe.
Okay. So increase the fat and protein so that the carb need for the carb comes down. Yeah.
And then, of course, micronutrient deficiency like, magnesium and vitamin D, B12, all this micronutrient, chromium. So that also needs to be replenished from the supplements. That will also help.
Okay. And what challenges do vegetarians face while following a LCHF diet?
See, for the thing, it is all boils down to carb, protein, fat. You need to reduce carb, increase protein and fat. So whether it is vegetarian, non-vegetarian, we have to find the source of protein and fat. So now, first of all, we know the vegetarian protein and vegetarian fat, like nuts and seeds, paneer is there, cheese is there. So these are something. Particularly people in North India, they look for paratha roti. So the paratha roti can be made from almond flour and coconut flour, mixing a little bit of flax and all these things. So that meet their roti paratha craving. Eat a lot of vegetables. If you're a non-vegetarian, great. If you're vegetarian, if you can accommodate egg, that's great. If you cannot, then you have to manage from whey protein or paneer and cheese. So this is how we need to work actually. यहाँ पे veg non-veg का concept को हटाना पड़ेगा. And we need to focus more on protein, fat, vegetables, and then of course cutting down on the carbs. When I say carbs, it is mostly the grain. Yeah.
Grains, millets.
Yeah.
Fine. So I believe there are no more questions as of now. So I think we are coming to the end of this session. And thank you so much, Satyajit, for sharing your experience and knowledge and about what are some of the experiments which you are doing, which people may explore if they want to. So it's been really refreshing and informative and interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prasanna, and thank you, Anup ji, Shashi ji, and Arun ji for this amazing D-Live platform. And I'm so happy for this accreditation for our D-Live course. So yeah, thank you.